All right, Marty, thank you.
Let's slow down now. We say this next thing very carefully. Pawnography.
Mm-hmm.
Pawnography.
Right.
It's from the creators of the very popular show Pawn Stars.
Yeah, comedian Christopher Titus is the host of the show. Funny guy. We talked to him about his new show. It has to do with pawn shops, but he mixes it with trivia. Well, he and I had a nice chat about pawnography. You are everywhere. A lot of people are going to see you, and they're going to say, I saw that guy on Fox's Titus, and they loved you there. Now you're doing pawnography, and you're a host. It seems like you're ubiquitous. What do you think about all this?
I don't know. Be clear when you say I'm doing pornography. It just sounds like, why are we talking about Titus doing pornography?
I'm not from Boston.
Yeah, that's what I say. You know, it's weird. They offered me the job, and then I met the guys, and they're such great guys, and I just thought, you know, it'll be fun to do. In reality, I'm always touring stand-up. I love doing stand-up so much, and I thought, these guys have 4 million viewers a week. I'm okay with that. Let's do this show. And, you know, I'm following the footsteps of Joe Rogan and some other guys, you know, Wayne Brady, and who does The Price is Right? You know, the guy he had his own show. He had his own show, too. Drew Carey, thank you so much.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah.
He did Whose Line Is It Anyway? That's right. Hey, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. I was just curious. You have paid your dues, and we've learned so much, whether it be through Louis or through other comedians. It's kind of a rough road, isn't it, to go from city to city, do performance to next performance, and then to make it like this. This must just be incredible.
Yeah. Well, the road work is fine. Dana Carvey taught me something a long time ago. He said, you got to learn how to say the same thing again for the first time, which is a sentence that could create a wormhole. I'm not sure. But this show the show Pawnography is so fun to do because they let me be me. I don't have to wear a suit. I get to wear my leather jackets. It's like 4 jerk buddies kind of hanging out with each other. And Corey and Chumley are really funny, and Rick is crazy smart. Rick was beating PhDs on this show, man. He was like, people came in with full-on doctorate degrees, and he knew more than they did. It was great.
So it's kind of like a trivia show, right? You have the 3 of them, and then they go up against contestants. And where does the pawn shop stuff come into play here?
Well, I go through the pawn shop, and we pick stuff from the pawn shop that's Rick's private stuff, the stuff that he's basically kind of criminally stolen from people. If you've watched Pawn Stars at all, he's like, people say, I think it's worth $5 grand. He goes, I give you $40. It's crazy to watch him demand work. So they go in the first round. They go up against Corey and Chumley, which basically Corey and Chumley pretty much dug a hole for Rick, because the second round Rick comes in and he had to kind of win because Corey and Chumley missed a lot. And then the third round is about where basically they do a suicide round where basically the Pawn Star's got to answer 10 questions in 60 seconds. The contestant has to answer 10 questions in 60 seconds. And then they don't reveal who won, who got the most. Then what happens is Rick tries to buy the stuff back that these people have already won from the earlier rounds, and that's the fun part. Like, and Rick doesn't play, man. This dude is hardcore. I'll tell a story. There was this figure skater guy that was really happy with himself, really thought he was special. And he thought he got all the questions. So he gets in Rick's face and he goes, well, it's 18.5 worth of value. I want 18.5 for it. And Rick just dropped his head and went, I'll give you $250. And it was great. So if you were a jerk, Rick basically acted. If you were a jerk about it, Rick was a jerk about it. If you were a good guy, he was a good guy about it. It's a fun show to watch. It's a really fun show to watch.
It seems like you might have met your match. As someone who tours as prolifically as you do, you have to be quick on your feet. You have to have comebacks at the ready. It seems like they are a different trade, but with a same skill set there.
Yeah, well, not only that, but Corey goes out on Instagram and starts asking for people to write jokes about me. So I was doing it myself. Corey was cheating using the whole planet. Corey, one time he got me really good. One time we started the show and I introduced him, and then he said, ladies and gentlemen, that's not really Christopher Titus. Macaulay Culkin just looks like crap. And I started laughing. Dude, I started laughing so hard. You know, the one thing about me is that I respect, and I turned around and slammed him because he lost all this weight. He grew a beard now. He basically looks like Wolverine went to Weight Watchers is what Corey looks like now. But we ripped on each other every show, and it's like hanging out with your friends, you know, just sitting in a room, and the contestants were the odd man out a lot of times, you know, unless they killed it. It was I got to tell you, man, you know, it's something I didn't expect to do, but I had a blast doing it.
What's next for you then?
We start filming my first movie with my company, Combustion Films, in September, called Special Unit, which is due to the Fairness and Disability Act. The LAPD has to hire 4 handicapped undercover detectives, and my character is pretty much Nick Nolte's mugshot. That's who I'm playing, and that's my first production, and we're filming my next comedy special in September. So life is going really well. I got married again to a great girl. The hardest part for me right now is dealing with things going well. But don't worry, I know I'll screw it up.
You're just waiting for the anvil to drop, aren't you?
Isn't that sad? That's how I've lived my whole life.
I think a lot of people do.
That's what the new show's about. Yeah, when it goes well, that's when it's the scariest. But I'm learning to ease into it. I'll be okay with it going well, just I need more therapy.
Funny guy.
He's honest.
He's honest, yeah. Hey.